Sure.
So how would you educate your 5 boys?
Actually, I created a little school. Yeah.
What kind of school? Could you describe to us?
Sure. It's small. It's only got...
Beyond the hype around his ventures, his enormous net worth, and Twitter presence, Elon has always been a prolific inventor since he was a teenager. Join me as I take you through the 9 greatest Elon Musk inventions of all time. Number 9, Neuralink. Neuralink is a brain-machine interface technology that allows humans to interact with machines using their minds, which was founded by Elon Musk along with his associates in 2016. Neuralink is a device that will be surgically implanted in your brain, allowing you to connect and even control machines. It will also aid in the study of brain electrical signals and the development of solutions to various medical conditions. Since its inception in 2016, the company has been dedicated to the advancement of this technology. A robot will surgically implant these wires into your brain. It is reported that the wire is as thick as your brain's neurons and as thin as the strand of hair at 100 micrometers. Number 8, Hyperloop. Elon Musk invented the Hyperloop concept for ultra-fast inner-city transit. He refers to it as the 5th mode of transportation in addition to vehicles, aircraft, boats, and trains because it uses travel pods inside steel tubes. The Hyperloop is a high-speed commuter and freight transportation system that has the potential to travel at speeds of up to 750 miles per hour. Musk's original plan was to transport passengers from downtown Los Angeles to San Francisco in 30 minutes, covering a distance of approximately 380 miles. This transportation technology, which was first demonstrated in 2013, uses electromagnetic force to move specially constructed pressurized pods or capsules via a near-vacuum tube, reducing air friction and drag. The pods travel on a cushion of air inside the tube, utilizing specially engineered rails, much like maglev trains, which are repelled away from the tracks and propelled forward by electromagnets. The air is pushed to the back of the pod by an electric compressor at the front. Musk plans to compete with air travel, but at a fraction of the cost, with one-way tickets starting at roughly $20. Number 7, Starlink. Starlink, owned by Musk, is SpaceX's broadband business that beams internet down from satellites launched into Earth's orbit. Thousands of mass-produced tiny satellites in low Earth orbit will communicate with specified ground transceivers to form this constellation. In May 2019, SpaceX launched the first set of Starlink satellites into orbit. It now has over 1,200 operational satellites ready to go. By mid-2027, the plan is to have up to 42,000 satellites in orbit. The satellites are fastened to the top of SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket and launched into space, with each launch typically releasing about 60 satellites. With this, Elon Musk is getting closer to releasing his dream of creating superfast internet throughout the world, especially in remote areas. Number 6, PayPal. Musk co-founded X.com, a startup that specialized in financial services and email payments in 1999. He merged X.com with another financial services company called Confinity a year later. After the merger, X.com took on the name of Confinity's most popular service, PayPal. The two technologies combined to produce a force in online payments that was eventually purchased by eBay for $1.5 billion in 2002. Musk walked away with $165 million from this deal. PayPal has also been involved with mobile payments for more than a decade now. However, in 2015, it was spun out as a distinct corporation. Number 5, Zip2. Zip2 was Musk's first web software venture, which he co-founded with his brother from the money borrowed from their father, was targeted at assisting the newspaper industry in creating online city guides. It offered a searchable business directory that was similar to the Yellow Pages telephone directory on the internet but with maps. At a time when computers were not yet prevalent, Musk envisioned the idea of allowing computer users to find local companies. As partners, he pulled in his brother, Kimball Musk, and a friend, Gregory Corey. Musk persuaded Navtech, a distributor of electronic navigable maps, to provide him free mapping software in 1995 after purchasing a CD holding a company directory. He then created the code to link the two databases, the company directory and the map. Musk summed up the company's goal by saying that everyone could be able to locate the nearest pizza parlor and figure out how to get there. Musk and his associates lived at their office since they couldn't persuade potential investors to give them money. After roughly a year, More David Al Ventures agreed to invest $3 million in Zip2 in exchange for holding control rights, and the company expanded its listing by enticing firms to pay for inclusion. Musk was also replaced as CEO by Richard Sorkin, a more experienced businessman, but he remained executive vice president and chief technology officer. Number 4. Solar City Corporation. Founded in 2006 by Peter and Lyndon Rive, Solar City was once the leading residential solar installation company in the U.S. However, by 2016, Solar City had amassed over $1.5 billion in debt, prompting consumer advocates and government regulators to criticize the company. This is when Peter and Lyndon's cousin, Elon Musk, stepped in. He merged Solar City with Tesla in 2016, seemingly as a part of his plan to transition the world away from fossil fuels and towards clean solar energy. Since the merger, Elon has completely reinvented the Solar City model to make it entirely online and integrated with the Tesla line of cars and batteries. For all intents and purposes, Solar City is now a part of Tesla Energy. Solar City concentrated largely on door-to-door sales of leased systems in which customers paid no upfront fees but agreed to buy the power generated by the panels from the firm for the next 20 years. The business model became the most popular in the United States, propelling Solar City to the position of the largest residential solar installer. However, this financial modeling eventually gave Solar City trouble because it had to invest a lot of cash to buy and maintain the equipment for installations. Solar City and Tesla had a close relationship even before Tesla's acquisition. Solar City provided free charging to Tesla's Roadster customers at its charging stations and was also one of the first installers of Tesla's Powerwall home energy storage batteries. Number 3. SpaceX Dragon Capsules. Elon Musk's SpaceX built the Crew Dragon to carry astronauts and cargo to the International Space Station as part of NASA's plan to hand over space station flights to private companies. During a ceremony at SpaceX's headquarters at Hawthorne, California on May 2014, Musk introduced the 7-seat Crew Dragon design. It's a capsule-style design similar to the Apollo command modules that took humans to the moon. The capsule is coupled to a component called the trunk, which has solar panels, heat removal radiators, cargo capacity, and fins to ensure stability during emergency aborts from launch too soon before re-entry. The capsule and trunk are roughly 8.1 meters tall when combined, with a diameter of 4 meters. The Crew Dragon has 16 Draco thrusters that are used to maneuver the vehicle in orbit. In the vacuum of space, each Draco may generate 90 pounds of force. The capsule features a launch escape system comprised of 8 Super Draco engines that each provides 16,000 pounds of force if something goes wrong during liftoff. Crew Dragon is immediately separated from its rocket by the LES. The Dragon capsule is capable of carrying up to 7 passengers at one time via the Draco thrusters used to power and orient the craft during flight. Having completed a successful trip to the space station in 2019, the Dragon capsule is part of NASA's plan to move travel between Earth and the orbiting craft from government organizations or foreign rockets to private companies. Number 2. Tesla Motor Company. Tesla may not have developed the electric automobile, but they certainly gave them a boost. There's a lot about Tesla's electric automobiles that stands out, from their elegant aesthetics to their high performance. With over 500,000 units sold in March 2020, it's no surprise that the Tesla Model 3 became the best-selling electric automobile of all time. Tesla batteries are said to be capable of lasting more than 2 million miles in electric vehicles, which may be their most significant benefit. Tesla Autopilot, which is on its approach to make complete self-driving a reality, is one example of software that is continually being updated. These vehicles have a significant influence on the environment by lowering the use of fossil fuels. Thanks in part to Mr. Musk, the electric car has finally arrived and has disrupted the conventional automobile industry for good. Number 1. SpaceX Reusable Rockets. The evolution of reusable rockets through SpaceX, owned by Elon, has enabled the economical launch of satellites and cargo supplies to the International Space Station for NASA, thanks in large part to its Falcon rockets. The Falcon 1 was the first privately developed liquid fuel rocket to reach Earth's orbit when it launched. Of course, compared to the Falcon 9, which SpaceX touts as the first orbital-class reusable rocket, Falcon 1 was essentially a prototype. Even though this two-stage rocket is only partially reusable, SpaceX can return the most expensive elements and save tens of millions of dollars. The Merlin engines that power the Falcon 9 were designed with recovery and reuse in mind. By making all of its rocket stages reusable, the company is also preparing for its next phase, the Super Heavy Rocket and Starship. That will enable interplanetary transport and a mission to Mars. So, what do you think? Which Elon Musk creation wowed you the most? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe and like us. I'll see you on the channel next time. Until then, it's goodbye.